Hello everyone, welcome to this next video on field theory. In this video, we shall be seeing the connection between irreducible polynomials and fields. That means in the previous videos, we have studied a lot about irreducible polynomials, right? So let us see what is their connection with the given field. So before starting with the essential theorem which relates this irreducible polynomial and fields, we should look at some of the preliminaries from ring theory. So we shall not go into the detail of these, but for completeness, let us recall the definitions of ideal, maximal ideal, and what are rings. So essentially, you know what is a field? Field F together with two operations is an abelian group under addition. It is a multiplicative group under addition, and it also follows distributive laws. So ring is a structure in which the given properties are limited to these properties. And what are they? That means under addition it forms abelian group. That means it the set R together with this binary operation is follow closure property, follow associativity, commutativity. There exists an identity element, and also every element in the set R has additive inverse, right? And with respect to multiplication, this dot, we only have two properties, that is closure property and associative property. Whereas in field, we also had commutative property, existence of identity and inverses. So in ring, these properties are missing in terms of addition, right? Moreover, as in fields, the distributive laws are also valid in this rings. So this was rings. And what is an ideal in a ring? So ideal is a non-empty subset S. That means you consider any non-empty subset of the ring R. R is a given ring. Then this subset S is known as ideal of R if the following two conditions are fulfilled. That means if you take any two elements from that set, their subtraction is also in S. And if you take any two elements, if you take one element from the non-empty subset and one element from the ring, then their product from both sides, that means you multiply A by R, that should also be in the given subset, and you multiply R with A, that should also be in S. So if these properties are satisfied, then we say that the given subset S is an ideal of the ring R, right? So 0 and R, these are trivial ideals of any ring, right? So let us look at one example. If the ring is 2 cross 2 of upper triangular matrices, that means the set consists of all 2 cross 2 matrices having entries in upper triangular area, for example this, and whose entries are being taken from the field F. Then this subset 0A 0 0, that means A here, right? This is an ideal of the given ring, because you can check that if you take any two elements of this kind and then you subtract, so you will get somewhere A minus B over here. So first property is satisfied like this. Similarly, if you take one element A from the set I, and if you take one element from ring R, then you multiply these two, you'll again get element of this form only, right? So I is an ideal. So what is a maximal ideal? Maximal means you cannot find anything which is greater than that, right? So maximal ideal is an ideal A in a ring R is called maximal if, first of all, it should not be the ring itself. That means it should be something smaller than the ring. And moreover, if we say that if something of this sort is there, that means you have this A and you have this ring R. This we are talking about this set, right? If you find some set B which is greater than A but which is less than R, something of this sort, then in that case this B either should be equal to A or it should be equal to R. Then only you can call this set A to be the maximal ideal of the given ring R, right? That means in between A and B, no ideal should exist. So in that case, we say that this A is maximal ideal, right? Moreover, there is a result that the quotient ring, just a second, the quotient ring R by A, where R is the ring, A is the ideal, this thing is a field. The quotient ring is a field if and only if the given ideal A, this is the maximal ideal, right? So if R is a commutative ring, this is important, with unity, that means in this case the ring also has the property of commutativity and it also has unit elements within it. So that means we just we say that it does not have the inverse property, right? So R is a commutative ring with unity, then and A is any ideal of this ring R. Then the quotient ring R by A, this is a field if and only if A is maximal. So next we shall look at the important result which connects the irreducible polynomial and the ideals, right? And then we see the connection between ideals and field from the next result, right? So this theorem says that if you have any irreducible polynomial P, Px, right, then the ideal generated by this irreducible polynomial is maximal. And conversely, if the ideal generated by some polynomial is maximal, in that case that polynomial Px is irreducible, right? So we need to prove this. So first of all, we'll prove the necessary condition. That means we suppose that the ideal generated by Px is maximal, and now we shall prove that this polynomial is irreducible over f. So we'll go by contradiction. So if possible, we'll suppose that this Px is reducible over the field f. If it is reducible over the field f, that means we can write it as product of two polynomials where the degree of each of these polynomial is strictly less than the degree of the polynomial Px, right? This is the definition of reducibility. So now we are given that the ideal generated by this polynomial is maximal ideal. That means the polynomial could not be zero polynomial or a unit polynomial because this is a maximal ideal, right? And moreover, we saw that we have written Px as the product of Gx and Hx because we have assumed Px to be a reducible polynomial. So that means you see that this Px is generated by Gx. So that means this ideal is contained in this ideal, right? Moreover, Gx was element of Fx. So the ideal generated by Gx is contained in Fx. So there is no problem writing this thing. So in both the cases now, because Px, the ideal generated by Px is maximal ideal. So if such a inequality occurs, that means you have something like this, S contained in A, contained in R, right? This is the ring, this is the maximal ideal, and if you have any ideal in between, then this ideal is either equal to S or it is equal to R. So similarly, we saw that this ideal generated by Gx, it is either equal to this ideal Px generated by Px, or it is this Gx is equal to the ideal generated by Fx, right? This follows from the definition of maximal ideal. So now let us see the first case. In the first case, if this thing is equal to this thing, that means these two ideals are equal, then the degree of polynomial Gx should be equal to degree of polynomial Px. But this is not possible. Why? Because we have written Px as the product of two polynomials where the degree of these two polynomials is less than the degree of Px. So this cannot be possible because it leads to a contradiction that whatever we have supposed is wrong. That means we have supposed that the polynomial px is irreducible. So if that is so, if we have supposed px to be reducible, so in that case this cannot happen. If the ideal generated by gx is equal to fx, so that means degree of gx is equal to 0. Right? This also follows from the definition of maximal ideal. So now if degree of gx is 0, that means degree of hx would be equal to degree of px. Why? Because we have px is equal to gx into hx, and degree of px would be equal to this degree of px would be equal to degree of gx plus the degree of hx, right? This is the definition. So this is also not possible because we have assumed that the degree of hx is less than the degree of px. So this case is also not possible. So we reached a contradiction. So that means we cannot write px as the product of these two polynomials. Hence px is irreducible over f. So this is one part. Let us see the sufficient part. That means conversely, we have assumed that this polynomial px is irreducible over f. This we have assumed. And now we need to prove that what the ideal generated by this polynomial is maximal ideal in fx. Right? So for proving this to be maximal ideal, what we should prove? We should prove that if we have any ideal in between the ideal generated by px and fx, that means something like this a, then this a should either be equal to this ideal generated by px, and it should either be equal to fx itself. So we shall prove this thing. So we have assumed, let us assume that this a, let us call this by I, that I be any ideal of fx such that this condition holds. This we have assumed. Now if we prove that I is either equal to the ideal generated by px or I is either equal to fx, then we are done. Then we show that we would have proof that this ideal is maximal ideal, right? So let us see. So now because f is field, so f of x is principal ideal domain. Why this is so? This is a result which you should consult while studying principal ideal domains, unique factorization domains, UFDs, PIDs, UFDs, and Euclidean domain, EDs, right? So please go and revise these topics if you are not familiar with this result. And what is a principal ideal domain? You should also revise this. It is that integral domain in which every element is generated by some element of the given ring, right? And the ring we are considering is that of the polynomial rings. So now we are saying this I is an ideal of fx, and which is a principal ideal domain. That means if you take any element gx from this ring fx, right? So this ideal should be generated by this element. So that means the condition now becomes this ideal generated by px is contained in I, and what is I? I is the ideal generated by gx, and it is contained in fx, right? And moreover, we are given px is irreducible polynomial, right? So let us see the next results. It implies that this px is contained in the ideal generated by gx. So px could be written as the product of two polynomials gx and hx, where this hx belongs to fx, right? So px is irreducible over f, but in the question in the assumption we have that we have made, we assume that this px is irreducible over f, right? And we arrived at this thing. So it implies that one of these has to be constant, Either gx is constant or hx is constant. If gx is constant, that means the ideal generated by gx is equivalent to fx. If hx is constant, that means the ideal generated by, because this is constant, so basically degree of this polynomial is equal to the degree of this polynomial. So the ideal generated by px is equivalent to ideal generated by gx. So this implies that the given ideal is maximal ideal in fx, right? Let us see the corollary. Now we are saying this is a ring, this is the maximal ideal, right? Because px is irreducible polynomial and f is a field, so this quotient ring, this is a field. That means what we are saying is f is a given field, px is an irreducible polynomial over f. In that case, we saw that the ideal generated by this irreducible polynomial would be the maximal ideal, and from the previous result we saw that any ring with the maximal ideal is the quotient field generated by the maximal ideal is a field. So this thing is also a field. So this is an important result. That is why we study irreducible polynomials, because if you have some irreducible polynomial, then you can create a field out of that polynomial. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.